moment before I get into the rant after watching the season finale of DC's The Penguin, which is a prelude and a build-up to the next Batman or Batterson sequel. So just a moment, I definitely am parched. Okay, so I don't know how many people out there have been watching The Penguin. I hear it's been pretty well received. I can personally say 100% that it is up there with one of my favorite shows. I love what the Penguin as a franchise in the comic books has been accomplishing. Like right now, here's a parallel between the show that you see on HBO and the Penguin that we know in the comics right now. He is someone that has retired after a series of wars, right? Like Joker and Bane, they all took over the cities and all these massive conflicts happened. And in the comic books, the Penguin retires, allegedly wants to have a nice quiet life. And he ends up living in the UK and does what he does at decepting everybody watching him, including the FBI. And what's amazing about the comics, I'm going to talk about the comics briefly before I talk about the finale that I just finished, which was just chef's kiss, gut punch, and talk about accomplishing everything you would hope to accomplish, especially for a build up before the next movie that we're going to get of the Batman. So, in the comic books, he retires, and secretly he's plotting. He wants out of retirement, and he's cold blooded. He ends up ending his all. He has like, let's say 12 kids in the comic book series. He offs each and every single one, or he has someone do it for him. Now, let's fast forward to the brilliant season finale and the entire show. If you remember in the first Batman, he was kind of an honorable underdog kind of a character. You almost had pity and some kind of respect for him. He was a man of the streets. You know, when Falcone got flipped for being a rat, he even spit on him. You know, he called him a piece of crap. You know, he still maintained that kind of, honor amongst thieves. Loyalty means something in this business kind of demeanor. So the show goes through this great evolution of starting with that premise of a character that we can all somewhat relate to. And look, I don't care how bad off you may see this individual, this villain and character in the show throughout. But from the beginning, you can identify with him, feeling like you're overlooked, like he's overlooked, that nobody gives him a chance. He started from the bottom rung, and he wants to climb, climb, climb. He always gets by through the skin of his teeth. But as you go through this journey, before you get to its conclusion, and boy, is it worth the journey. The ending, which I refuse to reveal any spoilers, I guarantee that, because this is something that you have to see unfold for yourselves. If not to believe it, I had my own theories before we got to the very end, and when we did, it did not lessen the blow. You will truly see the evolution of an underdog, relatable, kind of a gangster to a complete and utter villain, monster, psychopath, all of the above. And some of the final scenes in the Penguin, I mean, I can't even set the tone for how dark. I'm not talking edgy and artificial edginess just for the sake of being edginess. I'm talking about like one of the final scenes to the very end where minor. This is a very, very, very minor spoiler. You do get the bat signal at the end of the show. What's up? Hello. Ooh, 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 ooh. Welcome. Feel free to hit the sub. I rant a lot. It's one of my things. And I do other stuff too. Like drink water. So, more on the Penguin. When you get there, and at the very end, you see the bat signal in the sky, so you definitely know we're going to see this version of the Penguin be a big part of the sequel, and I'm here for it. I'm excited. I'm actually more excited Talk about the Penguin, by the way. The Penguin Show. I'm a big Batman geek. I'm a geek in general. I have comic books and anything related to comic books and any of the movies they pull off that are good. So we're gonna see a version of the Penguin that is this complete disconnected, disassociated monster that will do anything within his power to ensure that he is untouchable emotionally, psychologically, and his only goal being on top and running the game. So, watching the entire thing from start to finish, you're in for a ride. You're in for a character evolution. You will see, and mad props to Colin Farrell, who plays the Penguin. By the time you get to the end, you watched a character be evolve into a completely different person. Well, that's maybe a stretch, but into someone who's able to become this kind of a reptilian brained snake and could do the worst things to the people closest to him if it meant that he can just get a piece of the pie. And so once again, what's up, Ivan? Welcome. Good to see you. I rant a lot. This one's about the Penguin, and I just about finished here. I just completed it on HBO. I highly recommend it if you're a Batman fan. I've recently had a newfound appreciation for the Penguin in the comics because the opposite is happening. While we have the new what do they call him? The Batterson Batman, the very emo, edgy Batman. It seems to be the most popular one. I prefer the Christopher Nolan's, but the Reeves definitely gets the tone of Gotham right. I don't even know where I was going with this one. Yeah, the evolution. So the Penguin in the comics right now is one that has retired and then rised from the ranks of retiring and losing everything voluntarily, and also offing all of his own kids and offspring, cold-blooded, might I add. Oh, and one of the scenes in the comic books of where he forces a man that was his server, butler, the way he just breaks him psychologically and emotionally to serve him again by destroying everything that man has ever gazed upon with love. That's kind of an echo to what you will see as an evolution on the show. So I'm going to give it a rating here out of a simple 1 through 10. That show is nothing short. Sometimes I wish the pace were a little faster, but it delivers if you have the patience and you can deal with a little bit of the drama before it gets to the nitty gritty. Total A plus 10. I absolutely recommend The Penguin for everybody, especially before you go and see the sequel to Batman whenever that comes out. Until then, definitely keep on those great comics we're getting. The Absolute series is absolutely fantastic. Absolute Batman 1, Absolute Wonder Woman 1, and I just ordered Absolute Superman. And the prices are going crazy. At the market, you can get it for $4.99. On the internet, they're selling it for $50. It's a crazy day. Anyway, that's it. I'm closing out. Take care, everybody. Find something you enjoy.